This is Donna with More Than a Review, and I'm so excited to be here with Jenny Cote. And she has an amazing series of books that I have already bought my niece, and I'm super excited because she has the action adventure with the true stories. And so I think that's amazing for that middle grade age. Yeah. So she's going to tell us a little bit about herself and about her series. So go ahead, Jenny.
Yeah, well, hey, everybody. Well, thanks for having me today, Donna. Well, I am passionate about kids, and I'm passionate about history, and I'm passionate about fun reading. And so I try to combine all of those into a faith-based series. And so this is kind of some display of what my books are. But I am standing before you today because of my dog and my cat. A Scottish Terrier named Max and a French cat named Liz. And they were my real pets, and I was watching them play fight one day, and I thought, where did dogs and cats first get on each other's nerves? Maybe it's when they were cooped up on Noah's Ark for a year, and it was like, bing, you know, the floating light bulb appeared above my head. And then I thought, what would that look like? And I said, well, Max could be Maximin Braveheart de Bruce and come from Scotland, and Liz could be Lisette Briant and come from France. And so, voila, The Amazing Tales of Max and Liz and The Art of Reading the Fire Cloud came out of that. And so it just birthed this series of these animals, you know, they save Noah, because there's a stowaway on board out to kill the humans, and so God chooses them to save the day through pivotal points of history. And they go through book 2 is Joseph, 3 is Isaiah, Daniel, the Christmas story, 4 is the life of Christ, 5 and 6 are Acts up to the fall of Rome, and now I'm in the middle of Patrick Henry and the Marquis de Lafayette and the Revolution, and then we'll do C.S. Lewis and World War II. So what's strange about my books is, how do you do talking animals and history and still be a serious historian? And I'm like, well, the animals work as like commentators, if you will, through history. And they explain what's going on, and but they make it fun. And I look for those moments where we don't know how or why something happened in history. And that's where I slide my characters in. So it makes it a fun ride.
Yeah. And I noticed on your website you do a lot with the schools.
I do. The main thing I love to do is go to schools and do workshops on creative writing. And I can't stand to sit and have a book signing for, 2 hours. I'd much rather get in front of kids and have fun with them and interact with them and teach them writing and get them excited about this whole process, and I go to schools and, I ask kids, how many kids love to write? And they're like, and then some are, and I'm like, well, those of you who don't like to write, I'm here to ease your pain, and those who love to write, I'm here to increase your joy. I said, because if you're stuck doing it anyway, wouldn't you at least love to enjoy it? So that's my passion, and I've had kids, it's amazing, who start writing and they're like, you know what, this is actually kind of fun. And the research, and they hear all my crazy stories of traveling around the world to write these books. So it makes it fun and an adventure in the process.
Well, so that's a great point where you mentioned traveling. So do you do a lot of research, and so you travel even to do the research?
I do. And my full confession is I have to write books to support my research habit because it gets really expensive for me. I gotta pay my way. I am a very visual, sensory learner, and I try to go on site where history happened to write it. And I have been uber blessed. I've been to, the first 6 biblical titles. I was blessed to go to Israel and Egypt when I was young, though. Okay, and I went to all those sites, and since I've been, but I've been to Ireland, I've been to London. When I wrote the Life of Christ, book 4, it's the life of Christ told within the story of Hannah writing Messiah. I actually flew to London and sat in Handel's composing room to write that scene. So I love to research, I love to write on site. For the American Revolution, I have been every place Patrick Henry stepped foot. In Virginia, I've written on site. I wrote his Liberty or Death speech. For the Voice of the Revolution, the key in the room where it happened. And I've been to France to the Marquis de Lafayette's home and dined with his 5th great-grandson in Paris. So, it's just, I've stayed in C.S. Lewis's house, the Kilns, because I'm writing him in the World War II after. So it's just, I pinch myself. I was like, am I really getting to do this? Is this work?
Yeah.
So, but I can better write a scene if I've been there and I've smelled it and I've tasted it and I've seen it and I've walked the hallowed ground where history happened. I try to do all I can, exhaust my resources to make it an authentic, actual, factual read.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's got to excite kids even when you get to tell them that.
Oh,
They don't see
yeah.
that side of
Well, you know,
writing.
the number one problem that I have found in schools is getting kids excited about research. You know, and I'm like, y'all, it ain't just Wikipedia and books and all. So I tell them my crazy adventures and, you know, getting in prison in Rome. And actually, it's the Mamertine prison. I say I was kicked out of prison because I wanted to stay and write, and they kicked me out of Mamertine prison. No, you crazy American, you got to leave, you know. But, you know, and setting off the alarm at Patrick Henry's house. It was an accident, okay? And, you know, so I tell them these crazy things I get to do. And I was like, you know, research is a treasure hunt. I said, you put your Indiana Jones hat on, you go hunt this stuff down, and then they're like, oh yeah, this is cool, you know. And I tell kids, I said, you know, y'all might not be able to hop on a plane and go anywhere, but I said, you little spoiled internet generation, how can you talk to anyone for free online?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, Skype. I said, yeah, Skype the Cairo Museum, Skype, you know, museum in Australia if you're writing a story on it. Do it. Ask big for things is what I inspire them to do. And I said, they may say yes. So,
Oh, that is awesome. So tell us one thing that you think readers would be surprised to know about you.
Oh my. Oh, where do I begin? I am a preacher's kid.
Oh, wow.
My mom was an English teacher. This is an interesting fact. My father, Dr. Paul Mims, was the first one to ever record the Bible on tape. He did it before Scorby. He did it before anybody, and he's done it 3 times on cassette, on CD, and digital, and his voice has been heard around the world for over 40 years in Trans World Radio. So that's maybe something they didn't know. And I have actually a page about my dad. He's 81, I have to brag on him. He just came out of retirement again, which only lasted 2 weeks this time, just started pastoring another church. He's 81. So I kind of get my energy, I think, from my parents. So, yeah.
Oh my goodness. Jenny, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are thrilled about the books, and you can go onto her website, which is
epicorderafthe7.com, and I am in the middle of the revolution. And for those of you who are waiting for the next one, I'm in my cave writing the Declaration, the Marquis, and the Spy, and it'll be out June 2020. So hang on and wait, it's coming.
very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.